In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the radiator on this Chevy Colorado. It's going to be located under the hood in the front of the vehicle. Let's get into it. Underneath, we're going to remove this shield. I'm going to use a 13mm socket. Take these bolts out. Pull the shield down. Underneath the radiator, there is no drain, so we're going to take off the lower radiator hose. I'm just going to use a hose clamp pliers. Just make sure there's a drain bucket underneath. I'm just going to use a pick. Just get underneath here. Yeah, just let that drain out into the bucket. All right, that's drained out pretty good. I'll take the hose off. I'm going to lose some more coolant. But now I'm going to take these transmission cooler lines off. I'm going to take this little pick, take this cover back. And you want a different drain bucket for this because you're going to drip some oil or transmission fluid. Take this little clip off. There is special tools for this if you have them, but you can just use a pick. Just want to get under the clip. Slide that off. We're going to reuse that. There we go. A bit of transmission fluid. Then we'll do the same on the other line. Sometimes it's easier to use two picks. There's the clip. So what I'm doing with the clip is just taking the pick and just pulling from there and just pulling it out. Then you can pull it out without bending it. I'll pop this line out. There we go. It's going to drip a little bit. That's okay. You can put some caps on there if you have some. There we go, just to prevent all the transmission fluid from coming out. Just put a cap on the other one as well. Now grab this shield underneath. This is part of the fan shroud. There's a little tab up here. I'm just going to push on that. I'll show it to you once I get it out. And we're going to rotate it. You can see where that tab is, right there. So that tab we just pushed in, and then we can rotate this. It's going to go all the way up. That way it's going to clear the fan when we take that fan shroud out. That's just going to sit in there. I'm going to take this hose off. I'm just going to use a straight blade screwdriver on this clamp. If you have a clamp style, you might have to use some hose clamp pliers. Slide that off. Take the hose off. And I'm just going to take the hose off down below. You don't have to, you can just hold it out of the way, but it's going to make it a little bit easier for me. I'll just use some hose clamp pliers. Squeeze the hose clamp. Just twist that and take that off. It's out of the way. Now just grab this hose. There's a retainer right there. Pop that out. And we'll just push this out of the way. You can use some wire ties or a bungee cord. Just get that out of the way. There is a retainer over here. For the AC line, you want to pop that out of the way. And right on top, there's a clamp. It just clips in right there on both sides. Take that out. And it comes straight up and out. And just grab this hose, pop that off, out of the way. Down here, there's a vent hose. Just pop that off. Just use a trim tool. Take the retainer out. Take this bracket off. Use a 13mm socket. Take the bolt out. Pull the bracket up, out of the way. And I just grab the radiator and condenser together. And you can see there's a couple bolts on the side. We're going to use a 10mm socket. Loosen these up, take these out. There we go. And on the other side, there's going to be one up top. Take that one out. And we can separate the condenser from the radiator. Just going to lift it up, pull it out of the bracket. And grab the radiator and pull it out. It comes right out. I'll slide the radiator in. Just get it past the hoses and the lines. Take the condenser, pick that up, get the brackets lined up at the base. That's good. And take the bolts, get those started. Right there and right there. And we'll tighten these down. Snug those down. Now slip this in place. That looks good. Take this mount, get this lined up, put the bolt in, and we'll tighten that down. Snug that down. Take the fan shroud. Just go around the fan. There we go. It goes there. These tabs on the side go there. Just lock it in place. There it is. There's a hose clamp right here, a retainer. It's going to go around there. That's good. This piece is going to rotate. So we'll just rotate this piece back down. We did this from underneath before. That's okay. And lock it in place. That's good. This vent, push that retainer in on the side of the housing. And this hose goes onto the radiator. It goes to the reservoir. And we'll put that hose on. And I'll take this upper radiator hose, get that lined up. Push that in place. I'm going to release the locks on the clamps. Just get this lined up. And then just with a straight blade screwdriver, just release the tab. Sometimes it's a little tricky. Might even need hose clamp pliers just to release it. There we go. That's released. That's all the way around. That's good. I'll take the other hose clamp, get this lined up, and we'll tighten this down. And just snug that down. That's good. Then we're going to take these clips and reinstall those in the fittings. Just wrap it around, lock that in place. Do the same on the other one. Now we can take the caps off the lines. It's going to go there. This one's going to go here. Lock it in place, put the cap on. Do the same on this other one. Lock that down and put the cap on. That's good, it's secure. Now we're going to slide this hose on. I'm just going to put a new hose clamp on here. Get that lined up, and I'll just tighten this down. And we'll just snug that down. That's good. And I take the shield. Get the bolts started. Tighten them down. We're going to add the appropriate coolant. You can use a funnel, makes it a little easier. 50-50 mix. All right, that's full. I'm going to take my funnel off. Then you can start the vehicle up. You want to run it for about 10-15 minutes. Make sure it warms up, and then double check the level and adjust accordingly. And make sure your reservoir is full of coolant as well. And just fill up the reservoir to the full line. And put the cap back on. Later, after the vehicle has cooled down, double check that level and adjust accordingly. I take the cap and re-secure the cap. Tighten that down. It's good.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.